A very good morning to one and all. Hope you are all doing well. On behalf of YRC-VIT, I welcome you all to our event, Clean India, Dream India. I am Arushi.
And I'm Aaron.
We will be your hosts for this beautiful morning. Before we get started with today's event, I would like to say a few words about our club. The Youth Red Cross Association is one of the most notable clubs of VIT Vellore with the motto of service before self. From organizing blood donation camps to performing skits on social issues to our campaign against substance abuse, CASA, we have upheld our motto every time throughout these years. Even in this pandemic situation, we have been actively working to conduct several events online to spread awareness about various social issues and work towards the welfare of the society as a whole. When we litter our streets, do we realize that we are contributing to 40% of plastic waste that remains uncollected and openly on display in India? Do we realize that something we so mindlessly discard becomes the cause of death in so many animals? When we walk on a beach and drop the ice cream stick we had in hand on the shore, do we think that the waste will disappear in water? No, it is brought back to the shore, causing 29,000 kilos of waste to accumulate on India's coastline. Despite all the development that we have achieved and various city beautification efforts, our streets still remain ugly, strewn with garbage that does not belong there. We do not associate our country with beautiful surroundings anymore, and the litter and waste does not affect us as we believe it to be commonplace in India. We do not feel the need to rectify the situation, believing it to be the responsibility of various stakeholders like the municipality and the government. What's worse is that the COVID 19 pandemic has contributed further by increasing the amount of plastic waste in the form of PPE kits, masks, and discarded test kits. Poor hygiene and open defecation causes around 2,97,000 deaths in children under the age of 5 every year. Over 1 lakh children succumb to stunting waterborne diseases like diarrhea. These statistics make it clear that the insanitation and waste menace looms very large in our country. The situation is even worse in rural communities. Over the years, the government has taken up several initiatives to combat this problem, but nothing has captured the imagination of citizens as well as the Swachh Bharat or Clean India mission. This initiative has had a mammoth impact on the way people perceive the cleanliness of our country and induced a great sense of responsibility towards one's surroundings. Through campaigns, extensive advertisement, and rural outreach, it has generated mass awareness on the issue of sanitation and mobilized people towards the cause.
Today, we have with us one such person who has been actively working towards realizing the dream of a clean India.
Aaron, I'm sorry we can't hear you.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yeah.
Today, we have with us one such person who has been actively working towards realizing the dream of a clean India. Ms. Tejaswi is the founder of the Bhoomi Foundation, an organization aligned with the Swachh Bharat Mission. The organization played a major role in making the city of Ongole a poster-free zone. For their work, the Bhoomi Foundation has been awarded with the Swachh Andhra Award 3 years consecutively, and even received appreciation from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Bhoomi Foundation is continuing its campaign in Hyderabad, where they cleaned up 70 plus spots. Apart from this, Ms. Tejaswi is a software engineer professional. Without any further ado, I would like to hand it over to Ms. Tejaswi.
தேங்க் யூ எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம். உங்களெல்லாம் கூட பேசுறதுல ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்கு. ஸோ It's very glad because you know what, WIT is my dream university. When we are in +1 and +2, we used to have dream universities, and WIT is my favorite university. But due to certain reasons, I could not join this. But my dream is fulfilled with this collaboration. I'm very glad to collaborate with all of you. I would like to start by appreciating the team I have with me, the YRC Club of WIT. So I always feel good to interact with students because students who have interest in social awareness, because we always say that India's strength is youth, and utilizing young people in right way will definitely bring major changes in India's development. And seeing people like you makes me very happy, and we all should collaboratively work together for India's progress. Thank you so much for having me here. Yeah, so Aaron, do you want me to start talking about the journey that we have for Bhumi?
Yes, please, ma'am.
Yeah. So I have a presentation with me because words cannot explain what I wanted to convey. And sorry for my sore throat. All of us know that infections are all around India. So yeah, you have to bear with me for the next 1 hour. Yeah, I'll be sharing my screen. Let me know if you are able to see that. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. The screen is visible.
Yeah. So coming to me, I am a software engineer by profession. My native is Ongole, which is in Andhra Pradesh, and then I am working as a software engineer in Tech Mahindra for past 6 years. So Bhoomi Foundation was inaugurated on 15th October, and there is an interesting story behind this. So this is the reason why I have started Bhoomi Foundation. So this is the article which came in Hindu in 2000, back in 2015. So after reading this article, I felt very bad. Everyone feels bad reading this statement about their city. After 46 years of its formation, Ongole remains backward. So Ongole is my hometown, and obviously I felt very bad about it. So I started digging the reasons behind it. So I started digging the reasons behind the underdevelopment. So one main reason that I felt is affecting the development standards of our city is cleanliness. So I have brainstormed about it. I thought, let me do something about it, and we realized that. It should not. It cannot be blamed on the government, or it cannot be blamed on some of the other department. So it's a collective responsibility to maintain the cleanliness standards of a city. So I thought, like, why can't I start on my own? Why should I wait for somebody to start this and make our city clean? So that's the reason I have started an NGO. After that, I thought I'll search for volunteers. That's when I approached most of my friends and relatives, and most of them said, are we going to clean the city? So there are many municipal workers to clean the city. Why do we need to go on roads and clean the city? So that's the response I've received from most of my friends and relatives, who used to immediately say yes without thinking. For a movie or an outing, they would immediately say yes. But this is the first time I can get a lot of reluctance from most of my friends. So that's when I approached my father, who has encouraged me to start a foundation on my own. I went to my father saying that, Daddy, most of them are saying no. I think I have to drop off here. So that's when he said, 80% of them said no, that's totally okay, because without starting anything, you have 20 people who are ready to come with you, 20% of people who are ready to come with you. That's a good start. So that actually gave me a lot of energy, and that has motivated me to see the positive side of each situation. Even when there is no hope, we should start seeing the positive side of the situation. And that's how I started the Bhoomi Foundation on October 15th. We have taken up this filthy park with 10 volunteers. We went there. We started cleaning this place around. We started this around 5 a.m. and people started looking at us like clones. So those were the days when Chandrababu Naidu's government has started, and Chandrababu Naidu ji is very famous to implement new strategies in the state. So they thought he has appointed educated municipal workers in Ongole. So we were listening to all those, but we decided not to respond them with our words, because we are very clear about our goal. We are very clear about the change that we are going to bring in this place. So that's how we decided not to respond to them, and we continued our work. After 2 to 3 hours, the same place which they are seeing filthy with a lot of rocks, garbage and posters, so the same place which they have been seeing filthy for so many years, we have changed the place and have written one goal: clean Ongole. So that's our first success story. The same people who made fun of us, after transforming this place after 2 to 3 hours, the same people came to us, started appreciating. In fact, few of them joined as volunteers too. So that's our first success story. After that, we have never looked back. So after that, every weekend on a Sunday morning, we choose one filthy place, we go there, we clean it, and then we paint it with nice colors. And this is how we have cleaned more than 120 places in Ongola. So let me show you a short video of glimpses in this. So this is just a short glimpse of all our works that we have done in Ongole. So whenever it's been 6 years that we have started this journey, but whenever I recall the entire journey of Bhoomi, I always feel excited. So going back to the days when we have started with so many challenges, learnings, and happy moments. So this is how we started this in Ongole, and we have cleaned almost 120 plus places in Ongole. Every weekend one place, every weekend one place. So after that, the same organization, same place which is regarded as the most filthiest place and most backward place in Ongole, is awarded as the poster-free city. So Ongole is the first poster-free city announced by the government of Andhra Pradesh. Uh, Government of Andhra Pradesh. So we even have a rule to not put flexes in Ongole, and the same city which is in the same newspaper which is regarded as the most backward has received the prestigious Swachh Sarvekshan Awards conducted in 2017. Our city is ranked zonal rank 4. So if you can see here, it is the fastest moving city and most cleanest city. So we have also received the most prestigious Swachh Andhra Award in the year 2016. Just after 1 year of our formation, we are awarded with the Swachh Andhra Award on the hands of Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu ji. And coming back to my parents' support. Since I am a girl, I have faced a lot of resistance from the society and my family itself. So initially, everyone around my home and my relatives asked me, "Why are you going to clean the filth? It's the responsibility of municipal workers." So I have faced a lot of resistance, but my father always stood with me. So he used to attend every spot fix. He used to be there behind me. He used to be there along with me in every phase. So I'm so grateful for the support that I've received from my father, and I can say he is the backbone for me in the whole journey. And my mother was very reluctant in the beginning, and she's like every mother of ours who say log kya kehte hain, what does people think about you if you go and work on filth. So initially my mother was like that, but after seeing one place getting transformed, the same places which seeing for so many years with lot of filth getting transformed, even she joined in our journey, and she is also one of the best volunteers that we have now. So my parents are supporting me in every way they can. So that's how we, if you face resistance in the beginning, don't stop it in the beginning. At last you'll be able to get your work will definitely get appreciated. And I am a software engineer, and it's very difficult to manage both. So organization support is very important, and I must really thank my organization and my CEO CP Gurunaniji of Tech Mahindra, who really encouraged me, supported me, and in every step of my journey. Because all of you know that software engineers keenly wait for a Saturday and Sunday to party or to enjoy. But I have been spending the Saturdays and Sundays on Bhoomi, and organization support is very important in doing this. Initially, everyone argued with me that I can't manage both, but I would give the complete credit to my organization and my CEO who is there with me all along. And do you believe that there are organizations who appreciate employees for their work in the company? But I think Tech Mahindra is one of the very few organizations which recognizes employees for the social service. In fact, all the leadership team or top leadership team of Tech Mahindra, along with the CEO, came on the roads, cleaned the filth just to encourage my dream. Anand Mahindra ji is also there in the journey. So I'm always grateful for this. And this is the happy part of the story. You might be seeing that if the change is this easy, why are we still in the developing phase? So there are multiple challenges that we have faced in the 6 years, one of which is getting the post stuck back. So for that, we have found a solution saying that Gandhigiri, wherein we go to the same places which posters are stuck back, and then we will clean that back, like Gandhiji's quote, which says, show them another cheek." So we after 2 or 3 attempts of cleaning the same place, we don't see posters or garbage dumped back in the same places. So there are few drunkards who are spoiling the city's look, and then we have got these plans from Hyderabad and arranged them in Ongole just to change the city look. And there are few drunkards who have spoiled their places. We thought if they are posters, we can remove them and we can make the place clean again. But what if there are plants? We can't give the life back to plants. So that's when we decided we can put these in the place where people know the value of life. So that's why we have arranged the same pots in a hospital, in a government hospital. Now these plants are really taken care because they know the value of life. And there are many places which the garbage is being dumped back, and even there we have faced a lot of resistance from the government, local government itself. The reason why I'm telling all this is initially there are multiple challenges, there are multiple sources through which we got challenges, but we decided to stay positive and to as I've told in the beginning, 80-20 principle of my father. If there is 80% of the problem, there will be 20% of the solution in it. You just have to look at the solution part of it, and the problem is done. And to face all these challenges, the biggest strength I have is my team. So started with 10 volunteers. We now have around 3,500 plus volunteers in Bhoomi. So the strength of Bhoomi is volunteers, because Tejaswi cannot be able to drive the whole cause. So this is 6 years of determination and efforts of each member in the team. So that's the reason we are able to achieve all this. So when I say volunteers, which means they do act uh, volunteering act without expecting anything in return. It's truly overwhelming to see thousands of volunteers flowing in with lots of dedication and devotion towards the service of nation. So I really give the whole credit to my volunteers in this. So we as a team has stood up for all the challenges, and in fact, initially those challenges used to affect us, but then we treat them as learnings, and we know how to deal them. So the challenges are no longer cared about. And if we would have stopped the Bhoomi Foundation when we have faced the challenges, we wouldn't have received Swachandra Awards 3 times, and we wouldn't have started the same Bhoomi Foundation in Hyderabad as well. In Hyderabad also, we have received a lot of appreciations from Sri KTR ji, and in fact, our volunteering and our efforts in cleanliness have reached the Prime Minister through Tech Mahindra through a video conference, and we have got really good appreciations for Bhoomi Foundation right from the Prime Minister, who have started the Swachh Bharat mission itself. So I would like to conclude this by saying, if youth of India decide to show up a solution to the problem, as I have said in the beginning, youth is the biggest strength for India. So if we determine to change this country, no one can stop us. In fact, we have the capability to make the whole world stand in queue just to get the visas to India. So that's my dream, and all of us should have the same dream in getting back the previous glory of India. Yeah, thank you all. Back to you, Aaron.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, we have a few questions prepared for you that we
Thank
would
you.
like you to
Yeah.
answer. Okay. Firstly, when it comes to cleanliness in India, what are the major challenges that we face?
So I see that the major challenge is not the government or any department, as I've mentioned during the presentation. So the major challenge I see is the mindset of people. The mindset of people thinking that someone else would come and clean it, or the mindset of the people who thinks that it's not my responsibility, or no one cares attitude. So I think that's one biggest reason why cleanliness in India is very difficult to achieve.
The mindset of people is something that's also very difficult to change, I would say.
True.
So it's important that we start. Okay, second question. Why is littering such a big problem in all Indian cities?
In fact, when it comes to littering, I don't think it's just problem in Indian cities. It's all across the India. But then littering is a big problem in Indian cities, because you can see in all major Indian cities, it's not just the local people that stay in the cities. It's people from surrounding states or the surrounding cities who come and stay there for their daily earning or living opportunities. So I think that's the reason why they don't own the cities. Like let me say, I go to Hyderabad just for my job. So I have my company in Hyderabad. It's not my local place, so I don't tend to care about that city much. But all of us should remember that that city is established in Hyderabad. Sorry, that company is established in Hyderabad because of its standards. So if we go there and think that it's not my city and reduce the standard of city, it indirectly affects the effects on my living, and indirectly affects the growth of the country, indirectly affects the development of our country. That people should all the people should be keeping it in their mind. And I think if the people own the city, thinking that India always says unity in diversity, let's always think about unity in diversity across places, not just religions. So if you go to Kerala, own that place, because India is not Delhi. India is Kerala. India is Tamil Nadu. India is Gujarat. India is everywhere. India is where you are, where I am. All of us are in India. So let us own the place wherever it is. It need not be your local city or your native place. All of us have to own our cities, and that I think that's one of the biggest reason people do not own big cities, because it have diversified population, and another reason is irresponsibility, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
For our next question, as Indians, we may have a strong sense of personal hygiene, but it doesn't really seem to, people don't really seem to care about public hygiene. Do you agree with this statement?
Of course, I do. That happens in almost all the countries. Of course, they keep their homes clean. That's actually human attitude, not just Indians' attitude. That's human attitude. But one challenge I see in India is we don't have this. We don't really have this attitude that this is our place out. They feel, the people feel that I am paying taxes, I am paying to the government to give salaries to municipal workers. Why do I need to go out and clean this? So in fact, Indians are the best. When you take there are many Indians who went across countries, and they have maintained the cleanliness standards according to the country. Why does they come back to India and again throw the litter? Because it's again in the mindset. So I think if you talk about public hygiene, people people, yes, when they come back to India they do the same, but when they go out of the country, they again stick back to the rules. I think rules in India also needs to change equally. They should start punishing people. That's the only way we could see now, because there are multiple ways they have tried, and none of them have shown a really good solution for the problem. So I think this is the only way we can treat people. We can treat people's mindset.
I also feel that once maybe they come back to India, they see other people littering and other people that don't really care that much for public hygiene. So they themselves get slightly demotivated and they're like,
And
doesn't.
in fact, I would like to quote an example, Aaron. Yes, Indians do have a lot of power, personal hygiene. In fact, we relate this with our devotion as well. So we are the most religious people. Indians are the most religious people. So we used to keep our homes very clean compared to even other countries. But you know what? In the list of most dirtiest cities, top 100 cities, if you see in Wikipedia, 29 are India's. In 29 are in India. And in fact, the website called top10s.com have ranked India as the second dirtiest planet in second dirtiest country in the planet. So which shows that though we have a lot of personal hygiene, we do not maintain public hygiene, which impacts the country's name and brand across the world. So people should always uh, own the country, and people should always know the impact that they are creating on the country's development. Maybe that attitude could change the result.
Mami spoke about the mentality. Now, in India, cleaning our surroundings is thought to be menial or dirty work. What can we do to fight this attitude?
Yeah, this is my favorite question. I really like this question because this is the very initial challenge I faced. As I've told you, my mother was very hesitant to send me to do social service. Initially, doing social service is itself a challenge, and social service, that too on the public hygiene or taking off the filth with our hands, that's another challenge for my mother and my family. In fact, all the volunteers in my organization definitely must have faced the same issue at their homes as well. And the reason behind this is the society don't see this in a normal way. That's the filth that they have dropped, or that's the filth that they have littered. But they feel the people who are cleaning them, they don't treat them with respect. In fact, we don't even go near the municipal workers. When we go on streets, we used to close our noses. But we always forget that that's the filth that is created by us. The reason behind that filth is us. So I would always take one attitude from our famous hero Kamal Hassan ji. Kamal Hassan ji, in an interview, he told, to a question, "Sir, what would you have become if you are not an actor?" He said, "I'm not sure what I would have become, but then whatever I take, even if it is a lavatory cleaning, I would do the best in it. I would be the best in it." So that's one quote I have heard from him, and after hearing that, I thought, whatever we are doing it for good. So let's just think of it. If it is for good, let's not listen to anybody. Let's be the best in it. So we have taken up this responsibility to clean the filth. If it is if the cleanliness level is 0 or -10 or -20, we won't care, because we have to do, when we entered that job, we have to give our 100% best in it, and we have to completely transform that place. That's the attitude we are maintaining to fight this perception of Indians. So I think the whole team, I that's the reason I always say the strength of Bhoomi is its team. I know many people have faced their own criticism or comments from their friends or colleagues, but still they have stood up with the same attitude that if we are doing it for our country's good, let's take whatever comments or criticism that comes, because we are doing it for our country's development.
Yes, ma'am. It is, I think it's really important to break this social divide in our country. And the only way that we can do that is by actively taking responsibility and challenging these norms in the society.
To our, yeah.
Okay. Ma'am, how has the Clean India mission caused a change in the attitude towards cleanliness?
Hmm. So Clean India Mission has definitely created a major impact, because the Prime Minister himself came on the roads and took the broomstick to clean the streets. Before that, not a single Prime Minister in this country, or not a single MLA, don't go till the Prime Minister, not even a single public representative in this country have spoke about cleanliness. So we often forget the importance of cleanliness. If you see people migrating from India, the best brains from India are migrating to countries like US, UK, or Canada, or whatnot. The best brains of our country are going out of our country. And if you see the reason why they are going back, the major reason behind India's backwardness is cleanliness. If you start digging the reasons, the people go there, they don't. So do you know? Like do you know the economic growth in USA, or do you know the GDP index of USA, or do you know what cultures they have? We don't know anything, but still people love USA, because the way it looks and the way the cleanliness standards are maintained in that city is high. You don't know how many industries America has got in that year, or how many debts it has. We don't know all this. Those are not visible. The most visible thing when you go in a country, or when you go to a place, is the cleanliness. So if a country is clean, it commands more respect. India has the best cultures in this world. India has the best constitution. It has the biggest constitution. It has all the best things in this world, and we have the best brains, of course. But what is overcoming, or what is not making all these things visible, is the cleanliness standards of our city. Even if Varanasi have temples with very good history, or Varanasi have one of the most holy river Ganga, its cleanliness standards will not give the importance that it deserves. It happens in almost all the places in this country. So recognizing that took us this many years. That's the saddest part. So if we must have recognized this long back, so that our country's face would have changed by now. But very glad, at least now, like better later or never. So it's better that at least now we have recognized the importance of cleanliness. It has went till the villages, and people in villages also have started their Swachh Bharat campaigns, and Swachh village campaigns, and we can see many villages have people grouping and cleaning their villages. And Ongole is a small town. To give you an example, Ongole is a small town, and we have started this campaign in Ongole, and many villages around our cities, around our town, has seen the impact, and they have started their own organizations around Ongole. So definitely, I would like to give the credit to Swachh Bharat Mission, or the Clean India Mission, which has actually ignited this spark. If there is no ignition, all of us must have not even known how to take this forward. Yeah, so it is definitely important, and it has changed the attitude towards cleanliness.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. And seeing the Prime Minister himself take a broom and go to the streets will also help, like, remove the menial mindset. Like, it'll change the
True,
mindset that this work is menial.
true, true. I also wait for so much attitude change from people who are in higher positions. They must also come to the streets and start cleaning it. I have almost seen many people who have came to the streets. If you can just see my company CEO, he himself have come on to the ground. But there should be even more awareness, because people follow movie heroes or film stars more than politicians and company CEOs. So I hope movie stars also should convey this through their movies or convey this through their acts, so that many people who are worshipping them can at least change. One or two people changing can make a lot of difference.
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Aaron, can we go to the next one?
Yes, ma'am. Arushi, over to you. The next question.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, is it easy to involve the educated in the Swachh Bharat mission? But like it is easy to involve the educated in the Swachh Bharat mission, but how do we get the reach to the rural communities?
So I would maybe my opinion is completely contrast. It's easier to reach out to the rural communities, convince them or educate them on the importance of cleanliness. Because if taking few examples from our journey, at many places which we are cleaning, very high education background people, they come to us and started giving us a few suggestions, saying that this place will not remain clean. You know what? We have almost seen so many examples of this place getting spoiled. This place, we have been staying here for so long. We can see that this is getting spoiled. So that's how we have seen. Like, maybe this is our experience, but I feel that it's easier to educate rural people. Let's not say rural people. They are actually let because they are actually growing very faster compared to us. They know the importance of cleanliness. If you see, there are, as I've told, there are many Swachh villages, and there are many villages which have cleared the open defecation problem. In the past 5 years, most of villages are almost 70% villages in India are open defecation free, ODF. So compared to Swachh Bharat missions in cities and towns, we have higher results in villages, because they are ready to adopt changes. They are ready to listen, because they agree that they are less literate than us, and they agree that they are ready to change and develop. So they are always in the constant phase of listening. So that's easier to educate rural community than the educated people. But coming to educated people, I see this attitude change as we go back to our first question. So people should take it as a responsibility, and to involve educated people. I don't say we have to convince them to come and join this movement. Each of us can do small steps. So not we need not start an NGO, or we need not change a government policy. We can change this whole cleanliness standards around our city, or Swachh Bharat. We can make this can make it a Swachh Bharat by small actions. So each person can segregate the waste at their homes, and each person can educate people who are around them. Like, if they are throwing filth on roads, we'll just see there and we'll just stop. Rather than that, why can't we go step forward and ask them, please throw it in the dustbin? That's very simple action that we can do, but that might change that person. Or at least if we are able to change the people around us, that will create a lot of impact. So I think educate rather than educating, people should get motivated by seeing people around them. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. It's really important to lead by example in this case. And for rural communities, why they're rooted in tradition. so they might be more willing to take up the cleanliness cause. So this change needs to be brought in urban scenario too.
True. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, our next question for you is, Bhoomi Foundation is a youth led organization. What do you think motivates the youth towards such a cause?
So I'm very glad that these days youth know the importance of social service. Youth are not just involved in the social media as we publish. Let's see the positive side of young people these days. Previously, it is treated politics is only for hierarchy, or the people who are already in the politics, or all these things are treated as not our things. But these days I'm very glad to see many people coming into the politics, many young people who have got educated from very good institutions start coming into politics. I can see many young people who start very good organizations, many young people who have started startups on their own at a very young age. So there is a lot of transformation in India's youth in particular. There are many young people who denied the opportunities of MNCs outside India, which offers them dollars of very good dollars of amount. There are many positives happening these days, but always we tend to forget that, and we are stuck to the social media's what do we say social media's perceptions that is rubbed on us. So they say that youth are completely into the social media, youth are in TikToks, reels. That's of course a talent. Why don't we see the positive side of everything? Social media is used for multiple causes, and Bhoomi Foundation, in fact, is spread through social media. We have not asked any college or institutions to join us. So it's completely voluntary. It's completely like public led or youth led organization. So I feel that if we use our social media for a certain cause in a good way, there are many people who are ready to join. They are just waiting for opportunities. They are just waiting for that ignition to start. So many people who come to us, they used to say that we have been looking for an opportunity to do a social service. So this is the best way where we can contribute to the society. So I feel they're just waiting for an opportunity, and there are many motivated youth in this India, and India is going to be a superpower in very few years, and that's because of the strength which is youth.
Yes, ma'am. Youth is a time when we are willing to take positive risks, and we should take up this attitude and channel it towards positive causes and making a valid change in the society.
Yeah.
Ma'am, my next question for you would be, what are the changes in the environment that you have noticed after you that were brought upon by cleaning?
Yeah, so this is a very good question because we always forget that environment is getting affected by the small packet of waste or a small piece of garbage that we throw on streets. We always tend to forget that this is just a small thing. Why do we need to carry it in our bag? But let us also understand the impact that is going to get created on the environment. Municipal solid waste is the biggest contributor for air pollution and water pollution in this world. So, if you can see, we used to, like our fathers used to drink water from the tap directly. They used to go to rivers or lakes around us. They used to drink the clean water with hands. But are we able to go drink the same water, the same
No.
lakes? Are we going to drink water which doesn't have a Kinley stand when you go outside, Kinley or Bisleri or whatever is the brand? So if there is no brand, are you dare enough to drink the water? And
Not at all.
if you take this dare to drink the water, are you able to be dare enough not to get cold or viral infection or whatnot? So
Yes.
this is how water got polluted with the solid waste, and the solid waste is generated by us. And air pollution is also happening in the same level. If you see Delhi now, people are facing severe air pollution. Imagine after few years, all of us needs to have air canisters to breathe. All of us have to get this. Like it might seem like a joke now, it might seem like oh, this is not going to happen, but yeah, this is the reality. Our fathers never thought that we will buy 25 rupees water bottle just to drink water. Water is for free. Water is the natural resource. Air is also a natural resource, but we are going to pollute this after few years. And if you see the beaches, as you have mentioned in the beginning, there are many animals which are getting impacted due to the solid waste which we are throwing on roads. And we don't segregate waste. That very important thing is segregating waste, because we must always remember that the process which segregation of waste happens is done by humans like you and me. They are also humans, they are also people, but just because they are economically deprived doesn't mean that they have to go through all this. And imagine the plight which they go through. Imagine the amount of pain they go through when they are segregating the waste that we are throwing. So we must take this responsibility, and segregate waste. And if you ask me if there is any relation between cleanliness and environment, yes, it is. If you see, the cleanest country in the world is Denmark. So if you see the Denmark's standards, it has 100% water waste management. It has 99% solid waste management, and thus it became the most climate friendly country in the world. And we measure environmental pollution by a standard called EPI, which means Environmental Performance Index. Denmark, being the cleanest, it has the Environmental Performance Index of 82%, whereas India has 30%. See the difference. So India is also ranked as 177th country in terms of EPI. So of course, cleanliness is affecting the environment, and all of us must understand the difference. That even if it is a small piece of filth, it is going to contribute a lot to the pollution, and of course, this impacts us and our kids and the future generations. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, that is true. Even though our country is endowed with a lot of natural wealth, it is important that we work actively to preserve it and maintain its cleanliness.
True.
Okay, ma'am. Given that we're still in the midst of the pandemic, how would you say COVID-19 has affected the Clean India mission?
Yeah, so pandemic, I would say I'm very happy in this aspect, because we have seen images floating on the internet that most cities are clean, most forests are clean, and most seashores are clean when all of us are in lockdown. And I'm very happy to see that kind of change, but I don't wanted this to continue. People's attitude towards this should change. So pandemic has really uplifted all our cities. If you can go out and see, it has definitely uplifted our cities in terms of cleanliness. Almost all the places, grass has grown very widely, and animals are able to have their healthy food. And street dogs might not be able to find their food, but all the grass eating and green eating animals have found their very nice food. And people did not go out, so there is very less plastic waste in the city, and there is very less littering in the city, due to which the municipal corporations of the cities have taken this advantage and have almost cleaned the places which they have been trying to clean for so many years. This lockdown, and one effect that we can see in this lockdown is, from an organization stance, say, before that we used to clean the places, and we have not faced any infections. In fact, not even a single volunteer of us have faced the infection, because we are resistant to that. So we have cleaned so many places, and we became resistant to that. But after this, we are getting little scared, because we don't know where this coronavirus is, and we don't know where this infections come out of. So we all should be little careful when we are trying to clean the places after this pandemic. That's the only difference I see. But I see, in terms of cleanliness standards of cities, it has drastically improved when we are in homes.
That's one positive point for the pandemic.
True. When we see from this perspective, yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay. Founding the Bhoomi Foundation and working towards the cause for around 7 years now. Has this changed your perspective on life in any way?
Yeah, of course, in a lot of ways. After Bhoomi Foundation and before Bhoomi Foundation is how I can divide my life, because working with so many volunteers, working with so many leaders, and seeing different people, working with different people have really changed my perspective of life. Because before that, I used to treat change as a very big thing. I thought change only can come from leaders, or change can be bought from some people who come from the sky. But it's not like that. Change can be done by you and me, but it's very easy. It's very easy to start a change and motivate people around you. There are very large amount of people who are ready to join you when you start a cause. So I think the perspective of life has really changed. The perspective of my life has really changed, because I have never got this confidence that I'll be able to lead so many volunteers along with me, and I'll be able to change the entire look of the city which I'm living in. Because I thought it's a very big thing, but nothing is bigger when you divide them into pieces. If you see, if you aim to complete 10,000 steps, you don't see that 10,000. You just see it as 100. So if you start it with 100 steps, you'll definitely reach 10,000 steps. If you stop seeing that bigger number, you'll definitely be able to achieve everything, is what I've learned. And one more thing, as I've told my father, who initially motivated me, saying that you have to see the positive side of the solution. When there is a problem, there will be a solution. This is not some quote which we randomly see on the internet, but that is definitely true. We always tend to see the problem in the magnifier, but there will be a solution when you put this problem aside and think of the 20% solution that is there. We can make that solution bigger, and the problem will not be visible anymore. So this is one attitude which I've learned. And the third thing is volunteering. So there are many selfless people who are coming forward, who are doing work, who are taking leadership. I'm very proud of my team, where they come and they take leadership. Let me give you a few examples. There are few volunteers who travel from another city to Hyderabad. Karimnagar is almost 150 kilometers from Hyderabad. They used to travel on Saturday, complete the spot fix on Sunday morning, 5 a.m., which we usually do. So they'll complete this work and go back to their cities. So I've never thought there are this kind of volunteers. And if you know, Hyderabad is a very large city, and coming from one place to another place takes hours for people. So there are people who start at 4 a.m. or 3:30 a.m. at their houses, and then they come to the spot fix, they clean this, and then they go back for 1.5 hours again to their houses. So there are so many dedicated people. So I am so glad that I have started this, and be able to provide platform to these many people. So I got inspired. I got inspired from their work, and that's what keeps me motivating. And that's the reason why we did not stop this anywhere, though we have so many challenges. That's the reason why we have started 3 more branches of Bhoomi Foundation. I hope this will expand.
Yes, ma'am. Hopefully, it'll keep expanding. And ma'am, I feel like with the right kind of motivation, as you mentioned, like anything is possible. If people are willing to leave their house at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. just to help clean up,
True.
it's really wonderful.
True.
Okay. For the next question, does the idea of nationalism and patriotism encourage a desire to work towards improving our surroundings?
Yeah, I think patriotism and nationalism is definitely important in every single person in India, particularly because we have a very rich heritage. We have got very good opportunities in our country. And the best thing is, the country is not the country has not come that easily. There are many freedom fighters. There are many people who have sacrificed their lives for this. My childhood, there are most people. This is very different, and this is kind of an interesting story because most parents used to discuss about the grades, the school, or the extracurricular activities. If they are good at some of the other extracurricular activities, most parents used to discuss this at their homes with their children. But unlike this, my father used to discuss about the national issues at my home. He used to discuss on how this country can be transformed, or he used to talk about the solutions that we can bring up to this problems. He used to talk more about leaders, like freedom fighters, all this. So which has really created an impact. We used to discuss about political issues right from my childhood. So that went so deep in my mind that I became patriotic right from my childhood. And I always believe that it's my responsibility to take care of my country just like how I take care of my parents. So we must treat our country like our parents. So do we leave our parents just like that and have our own world? No, definitely not, because our parents have been taking care of us for so many years. They have put their entire life in taking care of us. Imagine the country the same way. This country is our motherland. When we give this importance to our mother, we should equally give the importance to our motherland. Who, if you go to another country and live there, it's always it's definitely not our country. It feels like we are staying in a rented home. This is our own home. So imagine how much responsibility we should be taking care of this. So yeah, for me, the idea of patriotism made me start this foundation, has made me think of ways to develop the country. And that is the reason, as I've again going back to what I've told, India is not just major cities. India is where you live. So start with smaller steps, do it in your place, that is India, and that impact might spread to larger places, and that impact will spread all around the country.
Yes, ma'am. This example just goes to show that it's important for parents to discuss more than just grades and instill important values inside all children.
Parents mostly don't discuss these political issues or national issues with kids. They just discuss about the future plans, or the future education, or the amount of salary they must be earning, or the amount of dowry, if it is boys, the amount of dowry that they must be bringing in. So that should not be the attitude that parents have. Parents always forget that most parents always forget that discussing political issues will divert their children's brain, or that is completely negative. But that's not. We are, even if we like it or do not like it, we are into this political system, and we are contributing for the growth of our country. We are paying taxes, and we take this responsibility. If you are paying 100 rupees for a movie, we expect 100% entertainment, 200% entertainment. But we are paying taxes. Are we taking this responsibility of making our public servants work? Or are we taking the responsibility to check if the government is functioning? Are we taking the responsibility if the government is giving enough resources, or roads, or infrastructure, or whatever it might be? We are not taking that responsibility. Imagine all of us take that responsibility, that we are the taxpayers, and we will see what is happening in this country. Imagine the amount of transformation that we will be able to create as a nation. That's not happening. I hope that day comes. I hope parents make children realize the importance of us being the part of country's development.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. Ma'am, in your opinion, is the government doing enough to fight insanitation in India? And is the municipality efficient enough?
Yeah, this is my favorite question, because many people used to ask me. It's the duty of municipal workers to clean the places, or clean the cities. But I always will not agree to this point, because if you can see, Indore is awarded as the cleanest city in India for past 5 times. For 5 times, whenever we have Swachh Sarvekshan hours, we always hear of Indore. So Indore is also maintained by central government and the state governments. and all the other cities are also maintained by governments. But what change, or what is that factor that is keeping Indore aside, and that made the cleanest city? And what is it not, that is the government partial towards Indore? Definitely not. Indore is also treated equally, just like other cities in India. But just because people have taken up that responsibility, and if you see, the most cleanest places in India are dustbins, and the most filthiest places in India are around dustbins. This is one attitude that all of us have. We'll go near the dustbin and we'll just drop it there and come back. We'll not drop it inside the dustbin. You can spot this in almost all the places in India, not just one place in India. And I don't blame the government for this. Yes, government have to arrange dustbins, government have to provide the infrastructure and uh, material or manpower for this mission. Yes, they are providing, but what are we contributing from our side? If we are constantly making the places filthy or making the places dirty, how can the government even work? It should be two steps from the government, it should be two steps from our side as well. We should all work together. Take the example of Indore itself. So in Indore, it's not just the government that have transformed the city. People have cooperated to the government. Municipality have worked efficiently, because, as I've told, people should take this responsibility of making the government work. So that's the difference Indore has made, and all the cities can transform like this if we take the responsibility and stop blaming the government for everything. I'm not pro government. I blame government for their mistakes, whatever they are doing. But yeah, in this issue, that's equally responsible. All of us are also equally responsible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Ma'am, that's the end of the questions we have for you. The audience do have a few questions, so we'll be moving on to those next.
yeah, sure.
Ma'am, before we proceed, I would like to inform the audience that the attendance form has been added to the video description. In case it is not visible, please refresh your page. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, the first question is by Vasudev. How NGOs like Bhoomi can continue its work without any support from the government, especially with the dramatic changes in the government of Andhra Pradesh?
Um, yeah. So this is the question that I'm facing in the recent times, because AP is a newly formed state, and we definitely need government's support to clean any place. In the beginning, when we have started this Bhoomi Foundation, as I've told, we have started with 10 members, but going forward we wanted to clean most significant places or most filthiest places, for which we definitely need municipal worker support as well. They used to work along with us. They used to take away the garbage, or they used to support in some or the other way to get the things faster. So that's one biggest support that we have received from the previous government. And there are many changes in AP's government, and now AP is not in a correct, what do I say, AP is not in a correct flow of the governance, or we have very low resources, we have very low standards that are maintained. So definitely that is impacting all the NGOs, and that has impacted Bhoomi as well. So I definitely need more support, because last in the past term, when we have received awards and appreciations, that definitely motivates us. It's not just awards or appreciations, it's the responsibility on us to do more. But these days I'm not seeing that. I hope these conditions will change faster. As AP is a newly formed state, there will be hiccups in the beginning, and I hope the governments will change faster and encourage people, or encourage NGOs, or encourage the governments to take up Swachh Bharat mission as much as we did last time. So Swachh Bharat mission definitely needs support of government. In AP, it's little what do I say, little in a snooze mode now. I hope the government will take up the Swachh Bharat mission into priority as the previous government, and contribute for the state's development. Yeah, I hope that answers your question, Vasudev. Next
Yes,
question.
Hamid, definitely did.
Divya asks, Do you think one of the problems is the lack of public dustbins? So people have to resort to littering? Because when I went to Singapore, there were dustbins everywhere, so people did not litter.
Hi Divya. So I would like Singapore is my favorite example. Um, so I have just given the answer regarding the dustbins. So in India, dustbins does not solve the problem. If you go to the Singapore next time, go to Little India. You can see palm stains everywhere. You can see filth everywhere. You can see open littering everywhere because that is place where only Indians stay. Mostly Indians stay. So go to the Little India next time. So dustbins is not the solution. We have to change our mindset. If you see the cleanliness standards in Singapore is really high. Singapore is a country where people take cleanliness very seriously, and the governments also take cleanliness very seriously. But still, in the Little India, it is totally contrast. You feel like you went to India. There will be palm stains, there will be open littering because people treat that as India, mini India. So I think dustbins won't solve the problem until unless the people's mindset changes. And
Yes,
in fact,
ma'am.
Indian government in almost all the cities have arranged green and blue dustbins clearly to differentiate the wet waste, dry waste, plastic waste. All this they are arranging it not just single dustbin. They are arranging segregation dustbins as well. But still, it's in our hands whether to use it or make people use it, or that's in our hands. Yeah,
Yes, ma'am. Truly, we do need a change in attitude at this point.
yeah. Next one.
Lafa asks, when can India reach some level of cleanliness as other developed countries?
I am so optimistic, Ifat. So I am so optimistic. So I think it doesn't take much time when all of us start contributing to it. It's all about teamwork. So if you can see the cleanliness standards for past 5 years, since the time we have launched Swachh Bharat is I think launched in 2012. After that, there is a drastic difference between the old India and new India. If you can see, most cities are very filthy and open defecation. As I have given the example of open defecation, in most villages, they are open defecation. Now, 70% of villages are open defecation free. So there is a lot of transformation, and I hope it's not very far away. And we should not compare it with other developed countries because India is also India is also facing many other economic problems, or our population is very high. So let's not compare it with other developed countries because their population is not even equal to our state's population. So let's not compare it with them. But then, yeah, the days are very nearer that we are going to reach this with everyone's support.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Vasudev asks, in India, Ganga and all the rivers are considered as goddesses, but even though people pollute the river by dumping waste, so what are the measures to be taken to stop people from doing this?
If you ask me, Vasudev, so talking frankly, I feel that there are many ways that government have tried. Like government have started awareness campaigns, government have started motivating people, government have started giving dustbins which they use to store things in their home. Uh, they have used it in a different way. So all these things are done, but still we don't see attitude change in people. People started wearing helmets once we start imposing fines on them. People started wearing seat belts once we started imposing fines on them. So I feel imposing fines is the only way that is left for us now. So I feel government should take up this really seriously because we have tried all the measures, all these awareness campaigns. Even the governments have started, all the celebrities coming onto the roads, starting many organizations. All these are done. We are fed up with all these methods. So the ultimate method is imposing fines. If you ask me, I would say imposing fines is the only way we can stop people doing this. Because if you see, many places people have painted goddess or gods pictures on walls to stop urination. I feel very ashamed when we have to do this. We are insulting God just because of the things that we are doing. So I don't think we have to go till that level. Imposing fines is the only way that we can stop this. That's the best punishment we can give. Just like how we get this receipt in our e-portals about how many times we did not wear the helmet, how many times we crossed the speed limit. We have to, wherever we drop the filth, we have to get the fine in the e-portal. You have to pay it no matter what. That's the only way I can see the change.
Yes, ma'am. There is truly a need for more stringent rules at this point.
Correct.
And not just light fines. It should be very, very heavy fines. That's when people feel the pinch.
True, true, true. I think the only reason why government has not imposed that is most people are below poverty line and near the poverty line. But at least giving them counseling for those who could not pay, who are below the poverty line. All of us know the economic standards by seeing their cards, white cards, ration cards, all this. So we can measure their economic standards. If they are not able to pay the fines, at least motivating or counseling them can give the solution, or making them clean the street, or asking them to take the punishment of cleaning the entire street for 1 week will be enough. Like, I want punishment or imposing fines.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
For the next question, Sarthak wants to know, how can we use our skills and talents for the betterment of society?
There are multiple ways, Sarthak. So if you approach me telling your skills and talents, I would suggest you what to do in this foundation, or there are many other NGOs where you can use your skills and talents. So many people ask us, who paints this? Who does this beautiful paintings? It's the people who doesn't have any skill at all. People come to us. Even I have not touched a paintbrush before starting Bhoomi Foundation. So people with skills would be an addition, but if you don't have skills and talents also, you can serve the society, and you can help in another way, any other way. If you talk about skills and talents, there are many other NGOs where educating children is their main agenda. If you have a skill of good drawing, you can come to Bhoomi Foundation and paint on walls to exhibit your talent. Or you can also go teach children in slums about drawings. You know, one campaign which we have ran, we went to slums to give children the extracurricular things that which they don't get in the schools. Most children are getting free education, but they won't get this extracurricular talent improving skills in school. So we used to go there, give them the sports kits, ask them to play sports. And one thing which I really loved is, we in one slum we gave them the drawing books and crayons. We went to the different slum and distributed it there. And by the time we are coming back, they're stopping our car saying that we have painted this. And to our surprise, they have exactly painted. They don't have televisions, they don't have all this. They have exactly painted this Doraemon, Nobita colors and all, exactly perfectly, like the kids who used to watch them regularly. Once or the other time, if they see it, that will get registered in their mind. That's how children are very enthusiastic to learn many skills. If you have talents like dancing, you can go to one or the other slum on a weekend, or you can go to orphanages. If you don't find slums, if you can go to deaf and dumb schools, you can share your talents, you can teach your talents, you can let them learn your skills, which will be definitely a very good source of learning for them as well. So I think that's one way where you can use your skills and talents.
Ultimately, it depends on what your skill and talent is. And
True, true. But whatever skill and talent you have, there is a way to use it in a positive way.
definitely.
Yeah.
Atman asks, ma'am, we observe that generally smaller countries like Japan, Denmark are able to maintain the cleanliness system than larger countries like India. How can we develop such a system at scale?
Yeah, so as India is a very populous country, it's little difficult. I don't say it's impossible because, as I've told, I'm a very optimistic person in this. Uh, it's little difficult to manage people. As you understand that maintaining a class of 20 students is easier compared to managing a class of 100 students. So India is a case with 100 students, but we can manage them by dividing them into small groups. Take 10 members in the beginning and try to change them and upskill them, and then you leave them. And then take 10 members. So it might take a little longer time, but the change is definitely possible with the inclusive cooperation of both the government and people. So it takes little longer time to improve them, but starting with smaller contributions from each and every one of us and each and every city in India, it is very easy. So now we have completed the villages, open defecation, and then we have started towns, and then we'll go to the cities, and then we'll go at a state level. That's how we are doing it in India, and we are in the process of achieving it. And I think most of the places have really transformed in the past 5 to 6 years. Yes, there are many places yet to transform, but we have started it like just 5 years back. It will take few more years to get the standards of Japan or Denmark.
Yes, ma'am. We really need to take one step at a time and start from the grassroots level and then move to the national level.
True.
Manish Raj has asked, many of us are very keen to take up initiatives to have cleaner cities, but our strict schedules don't allow us. How do you suggest such people with limited availability to contribute towards the cause?
Thank you for your question, Manish, because this is what many people stuck. Many people are stuck. People think that we are busy, but often we fail to manage our time. So if you can see me, I am also I am a software engineer. I have to run the foundation, and I'm also state president for Telugu Professionals Wing. So there are three other things which I am doing, but the only way I can manage this is I have a clear differentiation between what to do when. So that differentiation should be there for all of us. So people who comes to our Bhoomi Foundation are mostly software engineers and students. So even they are into multiple things in their own world. So they take their time off on Saturdays and Sundays. That's the reason why we have scheduled this from 5 a.m. So that Sunday is the only day where we can get to enjoy with our friends or family. That's the reason we made it 5 a.m. so that 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. is the time where we sleep lazily. Where we sleep lazily on a Sunday. Most people wake up at 10 a.m. But we decided to use that time like to produce something or to contribute something. So that's the time we have choose to do something good. So that's how, if we plan to do something, we must first prioritize things. We must plan a schedule. We mostly fail to plan things. If you plan things and schedule them accordingly, then it's very easier. See, most people, if they think we should go to an NGO, we should work on a Sunday, that's the only time we get off. But our volunteers have decided to schedule it so that they'll get come to this at 5 to 10, and then they'll continue with their daily work. The only thing they are sacrificing is their sleeping time. So we have to this is our just perception that we have limited time. Just keep your phone aside and see how much time you get in a day, and you can do so many things if you keep your phone aside. So I hope all of us fail to understand that there is a lot of time for us, and we fail to do the time management.
Yes,
Yeah.
just putting away the phone can free up hours and hours of time for us teenagers.
Yeah. So we feel that we are busy, but imagine police officers and IAS officers, they have like hundreds of works on their head. They have to go on the ground and visit the people. They have many other departments to manage. We used to compare it with kids who are studying. So they have a lot of free time. So we think that we are not free, but then compare it with the people who are even busier than us. That will definitely gives us a motivation that we are doing nothing. We have a lot of time to do. So it again depends on how we schedule our day. Yeah, Aryan.
Yes, ma'am. So Aryan asks, how much does littering affect strays like dogs and cats, especially in cities?
Yeah. So littering affects all these animals, not just animals in ocean, but all these animals like dogs and cats. If you see, there are many dogs which have died swallowing the plastic, and there are many cows which have died swallowing the plastic. There are multiple examples around us which says that plastic is the biggest problem for all these animals. And Blue Cross and all these organizations which fights for animals rights are actually fighting for this, but it's again, it is affecting a lot. All of us know that rather than feeding them, they go for food, because we don't value food, and we are throwing half eaten foods on the roads, and they go there for food. But then since they are animals, most animals consume chemicals, and most animals consume plastic waste, and that's the reason many species are also getting extincted. So yeah, littering is affecting animals a lot. So animals, pollution, littering affects in different ways, and this is one way where we can stop littering, at least for the good of animals.
Yes, ma'am. We can see that the issue of cleanliness is very interlinked not only to environment but also to animal welfare.
Yeah.
The next question is by Megha. Do you think that we as engineers can play a unique role in the Clean India mission?
Yeah, Mega, I'm sure you are a engineer. You are a software engineer. So, if you can see, there are only two career options after 10th class or 10th grade. Are you going to become a doctor, or are you going to become a software engineer? So, most people in India are either doctors or software engineers. So, we have a lot of software engineers. Yeah, we can play unique. Yeah, you asked me, we as as engineers can play a unique role in Clean India mission. If you can see, there are many innovations that has come after this Swachh Bharat mission. Many software engineers and many youngsters or students from multiple colleges has come forward for like found out unique techniques where they can clean it with missions, or where they can if you can see plastic disposable machines, that is again developed by an engineer, where you can send the plastic into the machine, and it will you can see how it is getting recycled, or the whole process you can see, and it will give you coins or coupons. So that is one development that we as engineers have done in terms of technology. We can contribute in many ways, since we have a larger scope and we have a larger number of software engineers and engineers in this country. We as a team, we can do many changes in terms of technology. There are many innovations which we can bring into clean the places, and there are many innovations and apps that we can see. As one very good question asked by Vasu, he asked us, how do we change the attitude of people? We can find many innovations how we can change the attitude of people. Shall we put cameras? You know what, we even plan to put fake cameras at places, and say that CC cameras are around. We have written this in many places, saying that CC cameras are around. If you litter here, you will be getting a fine of 500 rupees. That actually worked. But what if we can use the fake cameras which are not working? We can collect all these, and we can even repair them, and put them in the places where there is a lot of littering, and transform that place. There are multiple ways where we can contribute, and I think engineers can definitely use their skill set and technology, and the wide number of engineers that we have as a team, we can do a lot of contribution to this Clean India mission.
Yes, ma'am, we definitely can.
What is the next one?
Priyan asks, what motivates you guys to continue the service to the society even after facing very bad responses and failures?
Yeah, so Priyan, there are very bad responses and failures and challenges and also appreciation. So we take all this in the same way. There are appreciations. When you are happy for your appreciations, why are you feeling bad about the failures and bad responses? When you take all these appreciations from Prime Minister Modi ji or Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu ji or the IT Minister KTR or all the biggies that we have got appreciated from, when we take them in a very happy way and we celebrate it, we used to cheer for it. Why do we not take the failures in the same way? When we don't when we stop at the challenges, we must not have seen all this. So the 80-20 principle is very important. I would like to explain this to everybody. 80-20 principle is something which my dad taught me in the beginning. In the beginning, when I thought I'll stop doing this foundation just because I have many friends who are reluctant, he said, when you say many, it means there are few who are ready to come. When there is no hope, there will be some or the other ray of hope for all of us. So that's how we must deal that as a learning. Me personally, I feel that everything happens for a reason, and there is a learning from everything. If you face a challenge, there is a learning from that. What is the learning that you get? So don't treat these failures or challenges as the challenges. Take that as a learning. I'll be happy if we get any challenges, because I feel that this has come to me in a very early stage, so that I can learn from it and I can grow from it. So that's how we should treat challenges. Whatever challenge comes to you, start it from take it from personal life, or take it from your study life, or take it from your like organization perspective. Whatever challenge you get, there will be a lesson for you. There will be a lesson for you or your organization or your personal life. There will be a lesson. Just our challenge is to grab the correct lesson out of it. So if we do that correctly, that won't seem to be a challenge. We'll be happy that we are learning a lot from this. So that's how I treat, and I hope that will help you as well.
Yes, ma'am. Whenever we go to do any impactful work, there will be criticism and there will be appreciation, and it is upon us to take it in our stride.
Correct, correct. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Those were the last of our audience questions. I'd like to
Yeah.
thank you for your wonderful insight and inspiring words. So, to sum it up, cleanliness is next to godliness. We all care for our personal hygiene and cleanliness at home, but it's imperative that we develop the same sense of public hygiene. As long as our country is unclean, as long as each and every person does not have access to clean drinking water and toilet facilities, and as long as we don't follow sanitary measures, there'll be no end to debility and disease. We must realize that the entire earth is our home, and to preserve the beauty of nature, we must pick up the broom and sweep away any hesitation that we feel in committing public service.
With
Thank you.
this, we come.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
Arsh.
With this, we come to the end of today's session. I hope you all have enjoyed the event as much as I have. But before we bid adieu, it gives me great pride and honor to propose the vote of thanks. I would like to thank Ms. Tejaswi for joining us today, taking time out of her very busy schedule. This session was truly enlightening for us, and I am sure that we are all feeling very motivated and inspired. I would like to thank our faculty coordinators for constant guidance and support. Lastly, I would like to express my gratitude to our wonderful audience for joining us in today's session. Stay safe and have a very good day.
Thank you, Arshi, Aaron, and team, the whole team of